Welcome to Versus Voices. Tonight's long-form debate, YouTube versus television, freedom or gatekeeping? Our host moderates, two sides argue, and you decide the winner in the comments. Side 1 speaks for YouTube, open access, creator freedom, and infinite shelf space. Side 2 defends television, professional curation, standards, and trust built over decades. No shortcuts, no clips. Let's go deep.
I am YouTube, the platform where anyone can publish without begging a gatekeeper. A camera phone becomes a studio, a bedroom becomes a newsroom, and ideas live or die by audience choice, not by boardroom schedules. Openness isn't a slogan, it's infrastructure. My algorithm editions everyone 24/7 in every language. This isn't chaos. It's a marketplace of ideas that rewards originality, persistence, and direct connection.
And I am television, the medium that learned, often the hard way, why standards matter. Not every hot take deserves a primetime slot. Editors, fact-checkers, legal review, broadcast codes, these exist to protect audiences from harm and ensure producers are accountable. Scheduling is not censorship, it's a promise of quality and a curated experience. A channel is a contract with viewers that content will be safe, coherent, and professionally made.
Opening frames are set. Maximal access versus curated trust. Let's start with the front door. Who gets to speak?
On YouTube, the front door is open. The cost of testing an idea is near zero. If your first video fails, try again tomorrow, iterate. That feedback loop is why niche experts, disabled creators, rural voices, and immigrants found audiences the old broadcast ladder never let them climb. Merit here isn't who you know. It's does your work resonate?
Open doors also let in storms. When publishing is frictionless, rumor travels faster than verification. Television's front door is narrow on purpose. Producers must defend a pitch, pass editorial scrutiny, and take responsibility on air. That friction is a filter, and it protects trust. Call that gatekeeping if you like. Audiences call it reliability.
Scale and discovery. One has an algorithm, the other has a schedule. Which better serves viewers?
The algorithm is a librarian with infinite shelves and personal taste modeling. It sees what you like and finds more across borders, languages, and microgenres you didn't know existed. Discovery on YouTube is not one nightly slot but billions of personalized front pages. Schedules guess, data remembers.
A schedule is not a guess, it's a rhythm. Families know when a show airs, communities gather in real time, and creators build appointment viewing. Television curates across noise, delivering coherence instead of endless choice paralysis. Viewers do not always want an algorithm to colonize their attention. Sometimes they want a network to take responsibility for the evening.
Quality control, craft, accuracy, and production values.
YouTube's craft matured. Cinematic channels, long-form essays, rigorous explainers, high-end sound design. All created without permission. Peer review happens in public. Comments, duets, rebuttals. When a fact is wrong, the correction can ship tomorrow, not next season. Iteration outpaces bureaucracy.
Iteration without standards can normalize sloppiness. Television's chain, research, field producers, editors, legal, prevents many errors from reaching air at all. And when we air, corrections must meet the same broadcast bar. The point is not speed, it is trust. A studio isn't a gate for vanity. It is a system that makes professionals accountable before millions.
Money. Which model treats creators and audiences better?
Monetization on YouTube is layered. CPM ads, channel memberships, super thanks, live revenue, affiliate, sponsorships, courses, merch. One video can underperform while a library pays rent. Small channels survive on long tails. Big ones build companies. Audiences support directly. No cable bundle required.
Television pays for crews, unions, health plans, writers' rooms, news bureaus abroad. That stability exists because advertisers and distributors trust curated contexts. A 30-second spot in a premium show funds investigative journalism that YouTube rarely finances. The audience gets professional coverage, not just profitable niches.
Censorship versus safety. Who draws the line?
YouTube enforces policies but aims to maximize speech. Community guidelines, age gating, limited ads, nuanced levers instead of one blunt ban. Independent creators can critique power without a network's political pressure or a sponsor's veto. The default is let them speak. Let the audience decide.
Let the audience decide is not adequate when stakes are public health, elections, or vulnerable minors. Broadcast standards exist because harm can scale faster than corrections. Television's editorial chain isn't perfect, but it wears a name and a license on its mistakes. Accountability before freedom is how you safeguard freedom for viewers who cannot fact-check everything.
Audience well-being, binge design, recommendation loops, and burnout.
YouTube is a tool, how you use it matters. We added break reminders, bedtime nudges, and transparency dashboards. More importantly, creators can choose schedules that protect mental health, weekly essays, seasonal arcs. Autonomy lets makers build sustainable practices without chasing a network's calendar.
Autonomy cuts both ways. When rent depends on an algorithm, creators grind at the slot machine, publish or vanish. Television spreads risk across teams and seasons. We budget recovery time. We say we're off air for 3 months. See you in the fall. That guardrail is a health feature, not a bug.
Truth, misinformation, and corrections.
The comment section, response videos, and open data are a rough but fast immune system. Falsehoods meet counter-arguments within hours. On TV, one segment can linger unchallenged for days. Decentralized rebuttal is messy but resilient.
Decentralized rebuttal is also unequal. The correction rarely travels as far as the lie. Television prevents many falsehoods from airing in the first place through pre-broadcast standards. Prevent patch.
Access for newcomers. Can a nobody break in?
Ask the countless channels that started with a borrowed phone. Virality is not a miracle. It is iteration plus learning publicly. If the work hits, an audience forms. No demo tapes, no casting couch, no gate.
For every breakout, 1,000 burn out unseen. Television's apprenticeships, fellowships, and unions are old but proven ladders. We scale careers for people who prefer a craft path over a casino path. Not everyone wants to be a brand. Some want to be part of a newsroom.
Children and family safety.
We built YouTube Kids supervised experiences, content labels, and machine learning to filter at scale. Parents can curate by creators, not just by channels. Education thrives. Phonics, science, history explainers. At a depth broadcast children's blocks rarely matched.
A walled garden is still downstream from a river. Television's linear schedule is predictable. You know what airs at 7 p.m. In algorithmic feeds, a child is one click from content that a parent never previewed. Predictability is a safety feature.
Global reach and language.
Auto captions, translations, community subtitles. Ideas cross borders overnight. A baker in Krakow teaches Lagos. A nurse in Manila reaches Madrid. YouTube is a passport without a visa office. TV's spectrum is national. My shelf is planetary.
Planetary reach without local duty can erase context. Television invests in local newsrooms, compliance with national regulations, and cultural standards. Global without grounding can amplify misunderstanding.
Archives and memory.
Everything is searchable and linkable. A 10-year-old tutorial still helps a stranger tomorrow. The long tail is a public library that never closes. Broadcast reruns depend on licensing and time slots. The internet depends on search.
Search without preservation is brittle. Television maintains archives with metadata, rights, and libraries that survive algorithm tweaks. When a channel disappears online, so can its history. Broadcast institutions keep memory on more than one server.
Live events, sports rights, and appointment viewing.
Live streams on YouTube rival traditional events, creator boxing, gaming tournaments, cultural festivals. With DVR, live chat, memberships, and super chats, the audience participates, not just spectates. Creators can produce live moments without affiliate fees or carriage battles.
For the Super Bowl, Olympics, and election nights, television still sets the standard. Redundancy, satellite backup, dozens of live trucks, professional control rooms. The guarantee that it will not crash is expensive because failure would be national. That reliability is what sponsors pay for.
Advertising experience, interruptions, relevance, and respect.
YouTube's ads can be skippable, contextual, and capped by viewer settings. Creators blend sponsors as native segments when audiences prefer. Viewers choose subscriptions to reduce ads entirely. Ad load adapts to preference. It's not hardwired.
A well-produced 30-second spot placed responsibly is not disrespect. It's part of the show's economy. Television limits ad categories by hour, region, and audience composition, policies developed with regulators. That restraint is less invasive than constant retargeting across devices.
Education in depth.
Lecture series, multi-hour documentaries, entire coding boot camps. YouTube hosts them all free. Chapters, timestamps, playlists, and comments turn video into a course. Teachers and students build communities that a TV syllabus never enabled.
Education with assessment, accreditation, and editorial oversight still thrives on broadcast partners and their streaming arms. Standards matter when credentials matter. A video is not a curriculum. Television invests in the scaffolding around the content.
Diversity of voices.
If broadcast historically underrepresented someone, YouTube gave them a studio. Indigenous creators, diasporas, sign language educators, neurodiverse storytellers. Representation is not negotiated at an upfront. It happens when a creator presses upload.
Representation without duty can become tokenism. Television builds pipelines, internships, editorial mentoring, standards for accessibility and captioning enforced by law. It is slow, yes, but it is systemic, not lucky.
Moderation at scale.
Billions of uploads require machine learning triage and human review. We invest heavily. Crucially, moderation is adjustable. Age-restricted, limited ads, regional takedowns, tools nuanced enough to avoid blanket bans.
Nuance is admirable until it fails. A single broadcast code applies equally to everyone, on penalty of fine or license loss. Clarity is a virtue in safety policy. YouTube's scale makes consistency hard to feel from the viewer's seat.
Creator ownership and dependency.
Creators own their relationship with the audience, can export emails, launch newsletters, sell direct. Platform risk is real, but diversification, Patreon, Shopify, podcasts sits one click away. Independence beats being written off a network slate.
Independence can equal precarity. Television employs crews with benefits. A cancelled show is painful, but unions exist. The gig model bears risk on individuals who carry cameras and debt alone.
News and public service.
Hyperlocal reporting thrives on YouTube. A resident live streams a city council meeting. An independent analyst explains a bill faster than a newsroom can book a panel. The public square got microphones that TV never distributed.
A microphone is not a newsroom. Verification, standards, and duty to correct are not optional in public service. Television keeps bureaus, pays for correspondence safety, and carries legal liability. That weight is what makes information reliable in crises.
Measurement. Ratings versus watch analytics.
Creators see audience retention curves second by second, segment performance, search terms, and traffic sources. That data lets them improve content honestly and quickly without waiting for quarterly ratings.
Ratings existed to balance privacy with planning. Television measures enough to run a business without surveilling viewers' lives. The analytics fire hose can also push creators into optimizing for spikes, not substance.
Device context. Living room versus mobile.
YouTube is now native on TVs, but mobile ubiquity is the superpower. Learning in a bus seat, inspiration between tasks, global access without equipment. We meet viewers where they are, not where the coaxial wire reaches.
Living room context shapes attention and civility. A shared screen has social norms, volume, time, content appropriateness. Television was designed for households, not feeds. That constraint creates a common culture rather than 1,000 private rabbit holes.
Piracy, rights, and creator protection.
Content ID, strikes, manual claims. YouTube spends billions protecting rights holders and revenue splits. Small creators can enforce usage without hiring lawyers. The old system favored giants. Ours scales defense downward.
And yet broadcasters still finance rights at industrial scale, sports leagues, film libraries, music clearances. That underwriting makes events possible that individual channels cannot bankroll. Rights management is not just takedowns, it is making the show exist.
Tone and civility.
Self-moderated communities, member-only chats, and creator codes of conduct show that civility can be built bottom-up. When a channel sets rules, the audience often rises to meet them. You don't need a network to behave.
Bottom-up civility is uneven. Television standards are top-down by design so that 8 p.m. remains safe regardless of which program airs. Predictable civility is a public good. It should not depend on each creator's mood.
Hybrid future. Can these worlds cooperate?
They already do. TV clips find second life on YouTube. Creators license projects to networks. Documentaries crowdfund first, then broadcast. Freedom prototypes. Curation scales. The best path is permeability, not war.
Agreed, provided the cooperation honors standards. Television can adopt digital talent and agility while preserving accountability. The point of a gate is not to block the road but to make sure the bridge is safe before traffic.
Rapid cross-examination. One sentence each. The strongest steelman of the other side.
Television's best virtue. When the stakes are national, disasters, elections, finals, you deliver reliability that comes from redundancy and trained crews.
YouTube's best virtue. You surface unheard voices and niche expertise instantly, letting truth and talent route around bottlenecks.
Now, your sharpest critique, again in one sentence.
Television confuses control with care, often slowing necessary conversations and excluding the public from the editorial room.
YouTube confuses reach with rigor, distributing both gold and gravel with the same enthusiasm, leaving viewers to sift alone.
Closing statements. YouTube first.
Freedom is not chaos. It is choice structured by community. A world where anyone can publish, learn, and build a livelihood without permission is fairer than one where a few decide what counts. We can keep improving safety without sacrificing speech. The future belongs to open systems that learn, not closed halls that gate.
Gatekeeping is not tyranny, it is stewardship. When millions trust us to be careful with their time, their children, and their crises, standards are love in uniform. We can be more inclusive without abandoning the guardrails that keep public life coherent. The future belongs to institutions that earn trust, not just clicks.
Verdict time. Yours, not ours. In the comments, post, vote, YouTube or vote, TV, and one reason. We'll feature top arguments and run a rematch with your challenges. If you enjoyed the depth over the hot take, like the video, subscribe for more AI debates, and suggest our next matchup. This has been Versus Voices. Good night.